When your old career gives you lemons, throw in some ice, mix in some vodka, and call it a podcast. From the Mac of All Trades studio in Fairport, and driven by Victor Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, it's Billified, the Bill Moran Podcast.
Thank you for getting your pot on. Thanks for telling a friend. That's how we spread the word about the pirate ship. Coach is in the building. What's going on, Coach?
How you doing?
You got your
Just missing the whistle.
your Bill stuff on?
Oh, just a shirt.
Yeah, I know. It looks good.
Thank you.
Yeah. How you doing? I haven't seen you in forever.
Yeah, I know.
Our schedules haven't lined up, and then but here you are.
What's going on?
I'm gonna move your camera just a little bit.
All right. There it is.
Are you okay?
Yeah. Great camera work.
Well, that's what we're trying to do, Dan. There we go.
Yeah,
Now
it's almost football season,
yeah,
Bill.
I know. Well, I've been on the Fisher campus, and they are they're all set. The tents are up. The signs are up. When does it start? Next week?
Yeah, the 29th.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big. The rookies are already there now,
Yeah.
getting the lay of the land.
Right. How you?
With a rookie head coach too. That's got to be interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I think that we'll see.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Boy, you sound so pessimistic about the season.
I'm not pessimistic.
Okay.
I'm not pessimistic.
I'm a realist. I'm a realist.
I'm realist.
What does that mean,
I wrote a whole piece for the Times this weekend about, hey, this is going to be different, man. This is new. This is new.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, remember when we had a new show once on an old station?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And you had to remind people, this is a new show.
Yeah.
And that's what the Buffalo Bills, this is a new show. So we got to be patient, but at the same time, can't be too patient.
Okay.
Right? Does that make sense?
No, but I mean, yes, it does. In other words,
there's expectations. They got
yes.
But you're hiring a first-time head coach to run a veteran team with a veteran quarterback who may be the best player on the planet. So the learning curve is going to be very, very quick. If you could call a curve quick. I don't know if that's the right analogy, but it's gonna be, there's gonna be some bumps, but I think they'll make the playoffs. They might even win the division. But I think people want a Super Bowl. So that's where you got to okay, where do we put our expectations here? Josh Allen, 30 years old. New defense, new stud receiver, supposedly, and a rookie head coach going through. I mean, he's going to figure it out.
I love it. I just love it. I love it.
I got my tickets to go to the peasant practice at the stadium on August 18th.
Okay. All right. You going to training camp at all?
No, I couldn't get tickets. It's funny. I couldn't get tickets for camp, but I got tickets for the brand new stadium open practice.
Well, that'd be fun to see the new stadium.
Check it out. Take my sweet old time. All right. This is where the bathroom is.
I did a podcast last week with the two Fit Chicks.
I see that.
And we talked about more what men may not know about women. Not know, but like just certain things.
There have been books written about that.
No, I know there have, and I think that we live in a world that maybe is a little more savvy now. I think that we have.
Well, we know more.
Yes, we do, but I don't know if we do know more. But I still think that there's that disconnect. And what I'm noticing is that that throughout life there is societal pressure to do things. Okay. And it's not even as though we're necessarily aware of it, but we get to a certain point in life and we're like, oh yeah, this is what I got to do. Everybody does it. And let me give you an example. I did a podcast with my mom when she was here. And I've talked about this a lot. I hope I'm not driving people nuts. But she was talking about, one of the things she said was, if I were to do it over again, I wouldn't have gotten married so young. Now,
which means no more animal.
Well, potentially
no more animal.
So she said at the time she graduated from Nazareth most of her friends got married right away. My mother went to grad school, and that took another 2 years. And so she was 24 when she got married, and turned 25 later in the, no, she was 24. So she got married in November. Yeah. So she had turned 25 before I was born. So the thing is that, like, but why? Well, because that's what everybody was doing.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
That was the zeitgeist. That was the thinking.
And
you graduated from whatever institution, high school or college.
This is my thing.
You got married.
So I think that there was
had a kid.
even a song out there. It might have been part of a musical, but it was about a woman who's in her 30s and still lives at home.
Okay.
And it was like an oddity that, like, in this musical, was an oddity.
Was this before or after the Runaway Bride? Do you remember the Runaway Bride of, like, I think it was like between 08 and 012?
Yeah, no. I'm going back to
Lazy Mary, you better get up.
Yes.
Yes, back. I am not able.
Yes.
Lazy Mary, you better get up. We need the sheets for the table.
Yeah.
Cianaluna, Mezzamani, Mamma Mia, get out it out.
How did you know that?
Because I'm Italian. It's an Italian song.
Okay.
I didn't realize it was from a musical, though.
I think it is.
Yeah.
And
they sang it in The Godfather. My grandmother hated that song.
Yeah, sure. But I thought it was about a woman who lived at home and was over 30.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm conflating stories. But I thought the song came out like in the early not that one, but the early 70s was the musical one. And I think Liza Minnelli did it. I don't know.
That wouldn't surprise me if she did.
But the point being that, again, a societal thing was you're an old maid at 30.
Yeah.
If you're not married. Not the case today.
No,
probably shouldn't have ever been, but
like 30 is like the new 18 in some cases.
Yeah, some cases. So that was my point. And I think that there's a lot of guys, despite the books being written, despite everything, that there's societal pressure to almost act like you know what you're doing, even when you don't. And there's a whole thing of like, I've always wanted to do this bit. I swear to God. And I think it's time. I just want to show up at a friend's house and I want them to show me their toolbox. And I guarantee you that they don't know how to use half the tools in there. I bet you anything.
Oh,
I bet you, right?
Easily.
Don't you think?
Yes.
I think that's it. And I think most guys pretend, right? Now, I'll come back to the other stuff with guys in a second, but I think that there's something every man, I'll call it, lies about to sound like they're good at it. And I think we're coming up on the season, or the biggest season of that. Now, we're sort of in it now. A lot of guys say they can grill.
Yeah.
A lot of guys say, hey, I get to grill.
Well, the man who is the grill master is the man of the house, regardless of where it is.
Right.
If you're the one running the grill, even at your buddy's house, you are the top of the mountain.
Yeah. Home improvement would be another one that I think that guys lie about. And this has been for all time. Go back to the 1980 movie. I think it was 1980, Mr. Mom.
Yes.
And he's doing some home.
Was it Michael Keaton? Or
it was Michael Keaton. And he's firing up the chainsaw. And the guy goes, what are you doing here? I'm going to rip out the wall, get some new electric in there or something. And he goes, what do you got? 220, 420. Like, he doesn't know. So he's just like,
right.
And speaking it and trying to sell it here. I think football season is that, especially fantasy football with guys. I think that is the season. And I think you're going to have a lot of guys who become blowhards and talking stuff and who knows? Maybe they're right. Maybe they're wrong. Predictions. I say you'll hear a lot of it. You'll even hear it on sports talk shows. And I think we've heard it in the studio. I think we have.
I called it.
Yes. Yes.
I called it.
Check the tape. Go back in August. I said.
I called it.
September. I said.
I called it.
Right.
I told you? Didn't I tell you? What did I tell you? Because I told you.
So I think that there's a lot of that when it comes to football.
Oh gosh, that is the number one sport where I told you. But you never hear about the I was wrong about the Jets.
Now, here's my sort of take on it. I think it's wonderful in a way. And I think it's wonderful because we live in a country where we don't have to worry necessarily about war, at least not now, or at the moment.
Yeah.
And it gives us something that we can focus on and it's just for pleasure, even though I wouldn't be surprised if heart attacks have been induced by this stuff and, all kinds of things. But we get to almost put all our attention in there and our focus on something that isn't really impacting our lives.
Yeah, we get too excited.
No, I think
Put
it's
too much weight to it.
Yeah, and I don't mean that as a negative. I actually think it's a luxury. It's a wonderful thing that you get to because and some guys like to bet and they actually make some money and so it becomes a little more tangible, right? Now
I can tell watching games with guys.
Yeah,
who's got money on it and who doesn't.
Yeah, that's true.
You could tell just by reading the room because the Bills playoff loss to Denver. I'm with my family. Yeah. And my niece is trying to show me a bird book. They're like, leave Uncle Dan alone. He's watching. I'm like, no, it's cool. There's time between plays. She could show me the birds. We win, but I don't expect us to win. And to be honest with you, if they lose, it's not going to change my life. But man, there were other people in that room who weren't even Bills fans who were getting more excited than I was. And I was like, you got money on this, don't you?
Yeah. And look, it has, and I think all that's kind of fun. But to have it like affect your mood and everything is, I think, a little silly. Yeah. But we do that, right? We're very upset. We mope around the next day.
I try to make it comical, like it's like we're in this together. We're upset, but it's not going to change my life.
Yes.
Okay. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to get up and, in that case, go to church or the previous, do whatever, or go to work. And hey, look, is this going to affect my life 1 year from today? No, of course not.
So that's sort of my point with it. I think that it's kind of nice to be able to have that.
Yeah, it's an outlet.
It's a great outlet, and it's a great thing to pontificate on. And it's a great thing to like hang out sometimes with just your guy friends. Like there's a lot of times like I don't think guys have a purpose sometimes to hang out with each other.
Yeah, and that gives you a great purpose.
And I think
because when you get to be older, you got more responsibilities.
Fuck yeah, especially if you got kids and stuff.
Yeah.
And a lot of your friends probably have kids that are in that middle school age.
Right. I don't see my friends.
Yeah. So
my only friend is my wife. That's it. Everybody else has got kids or they're scattered throughout the country.
Right. So these, I think it's a good thing. And I have been thinking a lot about men. I said it that way. Because if I say that, people will go, I know, you know what's coming next. Mm-hmm. But the reason I've been doing that is I want to, like, if I do the therapy route, right, and I'm deep in this now, and I would like to work with men, and because I think much like my mom getting married at 24, because that's what everybody did, I don't even think it was a second thought about it. I think it was like, oh, yeah, this is what we do. I think for guys, you don't know how to process emotional shit. You don't know how to, like,
because the previous generations didn't know they were
or
they not only did they not know, but they weren't even they didn't even consider the fact they'd be allowed to process.
But hang on a second here, because we say previous generations, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's me. Right now, I am the previous generation to two boys who are as old as my mother was when she got married, or older. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay. So I would always say, when I look back now on my parents' generation, right, the baby boomers, I always think that losing a war fucks with men's heads.
You feel less than a man.
I just think they do. Maybe I'm wrong. I've never read this. This is completely, I am pulling this. Well, I'm actually sort of pulling it from Arnold Schwarzenegger said it about his father and the country of Austria when they lost World War II.
Yes.
And
they all came home defeated. And they were depressed. And war is fucking awful. And we saw the atrocities of Nam. Nam may have been the first war that we got to see so much of the footage of. Yes.
Like in real time, or as close to real time.
Yeah, World War II. There's more footage on World War II than anything else, but you didn't get to see it until
you didn't get to see it
decades later.
Right. It was done, right?
World War II in full color. The Nazis came marching into Paris.
So
literally.
And I just wonder if there was a greater impact. It also divided the country. Many people thought we shouldn't be there policing the world, trying to stop the spread of communism.
Cronkites flying, helicoptering over Vietnam going, our government lied to us. And that kind of lit the powder keg of what we were being told about.
Yeah.
The war in Vietnam.
So I think that fucked people up. Now, my dad did not go to Nam. He was not a draft dodger. He did not take a college deferment. He was in college, but he got a high lottery number. The reason he wouldn't do that is his brother was a Navy pilot. And he goes, if my brother's over there, I'm not going to look for college deferment or anything.
Mm-hmm.
So he was in college, probably could have asked for the deferment, did not, but never went. And then the other guys that went, I mean, I know several, and some seem to be okay, and some, I don't know.
My father was supposed to go in the Air Force during the Vietnam era, and they wouldn't let him in because he had flat feet.
Yeah.
So he couldn't make the cut.
Right. But how did that make him feel?
Well, he went to the next plan was, I'm going to go work in the steel plant 1 week out of high school.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
33 years. That was his life.
Okay. But
pickling
great.
steel.
But did he ever talk about like almost?
No, he was thrilled after the aftermath that he didn't go.
In the aftermath. Right.
You know, but I mean, there's 3 wars that our grandparents and our parents went through collectively. There's World War II, where when they came back, they came back as heroes, man.
Yes.
Like, think about the world's greatest Super Bowl parade and multiply it by every city and village in the country. Everybody came home as a hero.
Yeah, but you had that picture, that iconic picture in New York City where it was 2 strangers.
Yeah.
The guy just whipped this chick around and kissed her.
Yeah.
Imagine doing that today, fellas.
Yeah,
Put cuffs on him. He's going to jail.
Right. Lawsuits.
Well,
then you had the Korean War, the forgotten war.
Yeah.
And
I love Korean War vets,
because Korean War vets, they just came home.
Yeah, they're just.
And then you had the Vietnam vets who came home as victims with all kinds of issues.
Well, there were issues. There was also feeling underappreciated. There were guys who were in the war and then became conscientious objectors.
Mm-hmm.
It was a very politically difficult time, I think, for the country to figure out and sort out who are we. Mm-hmm. As not just a nation, but on the world stage, right? I mean, that's a big deal. And I think that when you're, what was the song, Rock Me Amadeus? Do you remember this song from the 80s? The average age of the Vietnam soldier was 19. No, 19.
No, I don't remember.
Yeah,
this.
There's a song somewhere.
Okay.
I would play it, but we usually get flagged. But I
There's
think
The Unknown Soldier by the Doors.
Yes.
Which talks about,
Yeah. Yeah, it's sort of a very sad song, but this was like in the 80s, and it talked about the average age of the soldier, 19. Imagine being 19 and coming back at, let's say I don't even know that the tours were this long, but let's say you're 21. I don't think they were that long. They tried to get new blood in,
okay,
so to speak. I think it was a faster.
Unless you wanted to go back, which is another story.
Yes, and then I know people who did that. But the average age is 19. So try figuring all this shit out. You're 21. You come back. Some people are looking at you like you are an atrocity. I heard the stories of soldiers being spit on when they came back. I've never met one that it actually happened to. So, but again, I'm not trying to, let's pour water on somebody's story here. That I just don't know that. I'm not sure how factual that is. It could have happened. Oh, it should never happen. I think spitting is the most vile fucking thing you could do to somebody. Like literally.
It's
if you don't get yourself, if someone spits on you and you don't stand up and punch them in the face or attempt to, I don't know. Like that to me is the most vile thing. So if that happened even once, nasty in my opinion. Why the fuck would you do that?
Right.
I mean, do you think that this guy wanted to go?
No,
probably not. That's
no,
probably not.
I've heard stories of guys taking an axe to their big toes. I've heard stories of guys who went and they won't talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard stories about guys who went, and my father knew this guy named Mike. He went off to Vietnam. The guy was straight as a pin when he left. When he came back, my father sees him outside the drugstore smoking a cigarette. He goes, "Hey, Mike, you're back. And you're smoking." "Yeah, I picked this up over there." Yeah. And but he became an alcoholic. Like the war wrecked him.
Well, because it's one of these things where you're just looking to escape whatever's going on in your head, and we didn't talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I'm talking about. So now that generation of men are raising my generation of men. Right. And we don't talk about anything. And there is,
everybody was the Gary Cooper strong silent type.
Well, yeah. And it was portrayed on the big screen.
Mm-hmm.
It was portrayed in TV shows.
John Wayne.
And it was, I didn't see a lot of John Wayne, but yeah.
Clint Eastwood.
Okay.
Like
yeah,
let's
sure.
see, that might be an example that everybody can relate
Clint
to.
Eastwood was a
I'm
great
too young
one
for Wayne, but yeah.
So I think that, and even though my dad didn't go, a lot of things he just didn't talk about. It was just, hey, it was kind of this suck it up. And I would say he was loving, right? I mean, but there just wasn't that. And then I come forward now and I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And so now my guys, and that's where I go, I think you may even cut down on domestic violence, potentially, if you help guys learn to regulate their emotions. That was kind of the long way to say that. I really do. I think that's something that's overlooked, and it's unfortunate.
Yes, it really is. And I'm glad you brought it up because, I mean, I hate to bring everything back to Family Guy or The Sopranos.
Oh,
I literally thought of two scenarios.
You know what you're supposed to do in life, Dan? Talk about what you know.
But I mean, the Sopranos, like Tony Soprano actually got guys to go to therapy.
Yes. And look, the thing is, like, there's so much shit at times in your life that it becomes overwhelming. You're trying to hold a job. Maybe you get volunteered to coach your kids' sports team if they're depending on their age, right? And your level of knowledge of the sport. There's certainly running back and forth and doing all that stuff. And you're trying to maintain your marriage and the harmony there and the home and the yard. It gets to be a lot. And you want a promotion at work. You want more money. Maybe you're trying to do a side hustle. Who the fuck knows? I'm just saying, like, it just becomes so much that, like, it's like, you remember the saying? I was always told this. It was a saying when I was a kid. Don't talk about your problems. Can you finish the saying? Do you remember it?
Everyone's got them.
80% of the people don't care, and 20% of the people are glad you got them.
I've heard something
similar to that. But right, that's what we're taught.
Oh yeah.
So what the fuck? So now you got.
I thought I had problems. Like I had a cousin. My father was dying. I go, Dad, how's so and so taking? He goes, Danny boy, I get the impression that he's looking at it going, better you than me. This dude was one of his dearest cousins.
I got a fucking hernia. Don't do that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No.
You all right?
Yeah, it's just I get what they call groinal hernias and stuff.
Inguinal hernias?
Yeah, inguinal.
Yeah, I got one too.
Yeah, they're bad. It's like comes
it's
out
like
your right around your nutsack. Yeah. I'm fine.
I had a doctor pop it back into place with his hands.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
They're cold.
Usually you have to go to
Doc, you might want to get that circulation.
An Asian massage joint to get that done. But hey.
No, but yeah, I have an inguinal hernia too, but it's been inactive.
Well, usually you can like strengthen up your floor there or whatever.
Yeah,
it's not your pelvic floor
exercise. It's around the pelvic floor.
It's around the pelvic
it's around
floor.
The corner.
So
did you see the dude from the AIDS who ruptured his testicle and had to have emergency surgery?
Wait, the guy from what?
The AIDS. The Oakland A's. Or
no. I knew what you meant. I thought you said AIDS at first. I'm like,
no, my tongue slipped up. The A's, the Oakland Athletics, or the Sacramento.
When did this happen?
Like 3 nights ago.
What happened?
He fouled the ball off his junk. And like these guys supposedly wear cups.
Nah.
But maybe like it's, hey, I'm a man now.
No, I mean,
so he ruptured. He had to have emergency surgery. And if you see the highlight, you're like, oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
My wife goes, you saw it, didn't you? was this what you were talking about earlier?
Yeah. I watched the video the other day of a 65-year-old man at Yellowstone National Park getting gored by a bison, and it really wasn't.
I saw that.
It wasn't his fault.
No,
because I always make fun of people because they're
getting in
an
their
animal that weighs a ton.
You're in their habitat.
You're in their habitat, and people pull their car over and take pictures and shit. And they hand you, at least they used to, flyers. Maybe there's now even apps or radio stations that just say, stay in your car. They can run up to 35 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Well, this guy, the bison was cleaning itself in the dirt. That's what they do. And this guy.
Yeah, I heard they called him OJ.
This guy.
Juice is loose.
Well, I'm waiting. And I'm going to put it out there again. I have not seen it. And we're taping this a little earlier, and it's going to drop almost a week later. But I'm waiting for when the guy gets hit, the 65-year-old guy, and he goes, as my grandmother would say, ass over tea kettle. I want to hear, you make me want to shout. I'm just waiting.
The remix.
I'm just waiting.
Yeah.
It's got to come. But that guy was not doing anything.
No.
he was walking back to his campsite, happened to see this, and then tried to get the fuck away.
Yeah.
Like he started walking before things stood up.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Those are fast.
Well,
The thing is, but like you mentioned this men thing. Men talking about their issues and trying to.
Yeah.
There is now a cottage industry on YouTube and Instagram of women defending men, like going after other women, saying, "Do you know what guys have to go through?
Yeah.
That you you just discard him. Like you're not shopping for a husband. You want a partner, and he needs you to be a partner too.
Right.
And there's now become this cottage industry of women who are like defending guys, defending men.
Yeah,
and a lot of them. Here's what's interesting.
It's not my algorithm.
A lot of them are single.
Yeah.
Or unmarried, but they don't have any kids. So like you think, well, if they have boys, you could see it. Right. Oh, no. These are single women defending dudes.
Well, here's my. Why don't we take a moment, because I like where you're going, and I'm going to bring something up that I didn't think I was going to bring up, because I did see it and thought, nah, I don't want to talk about this, and now I'm thinking it kind of makes sense.
Didn't you miss me?
Yeah, quite honestly, yes.
I appreciate that, Bill.
And I'm not even.
I missed you too. Beth misses you too.
I'm not saying that just as a.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I haven't heard from Bill in a while.
Well,
okay.
no, it's. I have been.
Well, no, you got a lot going on.
Yeah, but yes, but shitty excuse though, in my opinion, of certain things. I missed a guy's birthday party the other day. And
if you miss a birthday party, that's a big deal, because let's be honest, good times, Billy.
I did on purpose. I actually did not go to class on purpose. There was a reason that I felt like staying where I was the best option for that day, for that evening. But it has nothing to do with anybody. But you're right. And I haven't been out partying or anything. And I've put together this whole system that I can now really not be overwhelmed.
That's cool.
Yeah, it took me a long time to do it. But
it's like a Major League Baseball's pitcher's budget.
You got it.
Okay, he threw on Tuesday, so he's not eligible to throw until Thursday.
I think I have a rough copy of it here.
Okay, we've had too many colors. We can't go out tonight.
Yeah, it's like.
I'm not joking. That's what a Major League pitcher's budget looks like.
Yeah.
Vasquez threw 13 pitches last night. He could probably throw tonight.
It's not printing properly for me, so I need to figure that out. Anyway, we'll take a moment, and then
we're going to talk about the thing you didn't want to talk about. We're going to talk about it.
We're going to talk about it.
Okay.
And we're going to get to it right after this.
Right after this.
the trail.
These made up tunes are pretty good.
Yeah, man.
Sounds like a Western. Toby Keith is coming back to life.
Oh, yeah. Toby Keith. I didn't mean to turn that off. Yeah. It's a little it's not blues rock.
Recording.
They'll say
You know, it's like lines like up
yeah,
and
Alex
down.
might be able to do that.
I forgot what that's called.
A mistake.
Okay.
I don't know. The wave.
Yes, there is a word for it.
Guys, because it popped into my head. Guy do this.
Fix the tire.
Honestly, what makes it expect another guy?
Room with a presence. The Affliction T-shirt. I'm talking about. Oh, look who's here. Father was one of those people. He walked into a room. He wasn't a guy who bragged. Just walk in and everybody's here. It's cool with everybody, but he's like he just commanded the respect of people around him.
Yeah, I guess.
But I mean, that's not something that's an act. He's just showing up.
I think that there's a way to carry yourself.
Yeah,
right. I think there's
he carried himself like a man's man.
And I think that there is, even when the two fit chicks were on, that I had them rank. I gave them 3. I said, put these in order, and which one is the bronze? Which one is third? And it was like confidence, emotional regulation, muscles.
Okay.
And they were like, muscles is the bronze.
Yeah,
and
it really is.
And they're like, look, we like that, we prefer that, but
who does it?
But confidence, that's not cocky, and then emotional regulation, being able to be flexible and handle things. I tell you what, Joanne from the Two Fit Chicks really gives her a very recent relationship that ended and why it ended and what was going on, and I think it's a bit of a tutorial in there for guys.
Yeah, it's a nice dynamic. Well, you guys are discussing the F word.
We were on. When was this?
I just saw it yesterday. Well,
the C word.
Last week, excuse me. Well,
Yeah.
No, I saw the F word. Fine.
Oh, I said that.
Yes.
I said that fine is the most vile word to come out of a woman's
having
mouth.
the two of them explain what it meant
yes.
with the female translation of what fine means.
Yeah.
I mean, like, that's along the lines of what we talked about last segment and segment 4 about women defending men.
Yeah.
Like having a translator, somebody explain these things. Right. It's like there's a guy I know. His name's Gabe. He's my discipler at church. And this relationship is awesome. And he's one of these guys who commands respect just because nothing shocks him.
Yeah.
Nothing surprises him. He's got this very stoic, even keeled. Like I could tell him, I go, hey, you might want to pray for my neighbor. I think he's building nukes in his basement. And he goes, yeah, I know people like that.
Yeah.
I could come up with the most cockamamie. Yeah, I know people like that.
Yeah.
You know, and I'll be honest with you. Here's where that comes from. And he could give me a reason and go and investigate it. Oh, yeah. Gabe's right. Like if you could just if you're a guy who could solve another guy's problems, that commands respect.
Yeah, but it does it always.
If you become the oracle,
I know,
or the go-to,
but there are times where, because I feel like it also can be emasculating. So how do you do it without being emasculating?
Well, that is true too,
right? Like me saying, I'm going to come over and look in your toolbox. And I guarantee that I'm going to say a minimum of 30%, maybe 40% of the tools in your box I have no idea how to use or use
or
properly.
what it's called.
Right. Or what it's called. And I'm
confession time. My wife has a toolbox and I don't.
Okay. But most guys aren't comfortable with that. That was, look, on Archie Bunker, what was it? All in the Family.
Yeah.
There was a neighbor couple. She did the heavy work, he did the cooking and stuff, and they were certainly secure in their gender and secure in who they were.
Yeah,
and that is the goal, I think, is to be secure. I don't know how to do it. I'm not going to pretend I do, but that's not how we live.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the thing. But what's something that like I guess another guy can do that immediately will get respect from other guys. Like almost in the moment. Like I don't know if it's coming in and you're right. I mean, you could be heroic in a certain sense. That would be, but I mean, even just to like calmly show up, I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Like I think the idea is taking control of the situation, but not doing it in a way where you look like you need to take control.
Yeah,
you just naturally like become the leader in the room.
Yeah.
Like you just become the alpha and everybody follows. My father was that guy, right?
Yeah.
But he emasculated everybody else around him.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
He didn't mean to do it.
No.
But he was surrounded by, I'll say it, wusses. And so he had to be the guy.
Like his son.
Well, I'll tell you what, it wasn't easy growing up being his son because I was more like my mother.
Okay.
And so
there's nothing wrong with that. And there's nothing wrong with you, period.
Mhm.
So I say that. But I have to bust
no,
balls.
I know. But there's different things. Like there's things that my brother's better at than I am. But then when it comes to like the family needs help,
like everything,
I'm the guy.
Yes.
I'm the guy.
Right.
So everybody's got a different role or different expertise. Sure. It's like when that expertise comes out and you become the authority in a room for any situation, then I think that commands respect.
I think a guy that can I was thinking of a guy, I almost said his name and I won't, that I have great respect for, and I've seen him in situations, and he is married to somebody who is I'll say high profile in what she does, right, and respected, and has a lot of energy and flits about and is not an unattractive human. And he is just that kind of stoic guy. Mm-hmm. They have daughters and they're older now. And I don't want to say stoic, like he's got a personality, he's got a presence, but he sort of knows to, let her have her moment. And I would also add into that emotional regulation in terms of even like drinking, being able to handle like drinking or drugs of any kind, and just being able to handle that and not getting too sloppy, to me is a respectable thing. Like you always want to, I'll tell you who's great. I think is another one that I just thought of it. And I will say his name, Mike Mack. We're in the Mac of all trades studio.
Oh yeah, dude, that guy looks like he's always in control.
Yeah, but Mac will be, and I love busting balls with Mac, and I love hanging out with Mac, and he's a great family man, has wonderful children, a lovely wife. But I've never seen him sloppy. I've never seen him really lose control. I think that.
Craig Connors is a guy like that. Craig Connors is a guy who like walks into a room, and he's not the tallest dude.
No.
He's not the biggest guy.
No.
But like when Greg is there, not just because
he fucking doesn't shut up. hey everybody. Hey, the fucking Buffalo Bills.
Today's my birthday.
I live every day like it's
right. But like he is a guy that if you didn't know him,
God, let somebody take this out of context. What I just said is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. Yeah, of course. No,
what would be something that would instantly lose respect? That a guy could do that would instantly lose respect.
Sloppiness. I think we have the answer.
Yeah.
Control versus.
I even think a guy
sloppiness.
A guy who I think a lot of times we think we're funny and we're not, right? That guy is usually my favorite, but that doesn't mean it's anybody else's favorite. And I might even
that's because they're funny without realizing they're being funny while they're trying to be funny, but they're not funny.
Exactly, but which is funny.
It's funny to us.
Yeah. But then there's the guy though that, like, I even think talking shitty about your spouse, I can get like she's giving me a headache, boom, or it's always something. Okay, fine. But then they go on and maybe drop the C word. I even think guys should talk bad about their ex-wife. I think that's a bit of a like, I don't want to hear it.
Like I don't want to hear. I got a family member who it's been the divorce has gone on 25 years, and we're still talking about the ex-wife.
And I think sometimes too, the way guys will talk about other women, like in the proximity.
Yeah, I can't deal with that. Hate that.
Sometimes they're like, I don't get
look at the caboose on that one.
Like, but I get the. Hey, did you see her? Okay, got that. I'm in with that.
Yeah, or you give each other like you guys give each other a look where you know, and you don't have to say anything.
I mean, I could do like with friends of mine.
Come here, Sophie Cunningham.
They'd go, hey, did you see her? I go, see her. I fucking knew she was here 5 minutes before you did.
Yeah,
and like yeah,
catch up.
But my thing is like I'm not gonna let anybody know that I checked it out. Believe me, I boom, and you know me.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
If you're a constant crap talker, I think that's a red flag.
Yeah. What about where we used to say, my word is my bond, right?
Mm-hmm.
And even in Jerry Maguire,
yeah,
it's about oak tree thing, right? It was
I think so.
Jeff Bridges or somebody. Does keeping your word still matter today?
Yes, absolutely. Because it's the only thing that matters. It's the only thing that's left. You can't trust somebody with your word, then forget. Why do people hate politicians?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, now it's like it's everywhere. These guys can't keep their word. Or
you get in there, and I think like it's easy to say a lot of stuff, and then you get in,
you find out, I can't do this.
Oh my God, yeah, I'm going to give up X, Y, or Z that I said I'd have to get the big prize, right? I want to get this bill through. And
what's the trade-off? Whose rump do I have to kiss, and what favor do I owe? I mean, that's why George Carlin made the joke, I don't make fun of politicians. This is the best we can do, folks. Because the idea being anybody who thinks they can get in that position and be different never does.
Why the fuck would you want to do it like today?
Because it's technically an easier way to get rich and powerful. Instead of building something on your own, you milk the system.
I laugh my ass off. Like I know that there are people who get annoyed with me, maybe on both sides, but I find Trump to be there's something I can't help it. He says things and I laugh.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not even laughing at him. It's just the style. It's the way he does it.
He just doesn't care. It's what's going to come out of his mouth.
Yeah, that's why I've said often, and it wasn't me who came up with it. It was Stan Main, but it was that he is the best to ever use the presidency as a bully pulpit, which it is.
Mm-hmm.
It is by definition. It is that. And he has done it best, where other presidents have tried to, the polls come in, we need to soften this. And they were all not wrong. You're trying to unite a country. You're trying to reach everybody.
Well, most presidents were like, whether they elect them or not, were public relations people first.
Well,
you're the front door of the country.
Team, yes,
yeah,
100%.
You're basically, you're not really making the decisions. Somebody else is making the decisions. You're just the executor.
It's like when you were a little kid, and I don't know that it's the same anymore, because I even I saw Todd Youngman perform at the Comedy Club. He's really just so good these days.
Mm-hmm.
And he has a bit where he's like, I grew up in a time where, kids were banished to the basement so our parents could get drunk and smoke. You came upstairs and you got a mouthful of smoke, and you just were set right back down. You see the sump pump, your best friend all night. Like, it was funny the way he does it. I'm not doing his joke justice. But that we've evolved, right? Families have evolved. Kids are showing a little more respect, and that I think does have long-term good things. But when it's somebody who's not, so again, like we change with that. Presidents have tried to soften this. People are getting sick of you talking about this. The people who didn't vote for you don't want to hear this. And I don't think it was bad information. I think, right? And so you try to do what's going to pull the country together.
Yeah.
And then here he comes.
He has this media, or he had this media savvy, where he just knows when he's on stage.
Yeah.
And somebody said that he got all his cues from George Steinbrenner. And if you think about it, George, Yankee, but it makes total sense.
Maybe
George would fire people.
I never saw that. I think you've said it here before.
George would fire people.
Yeah.
And then come back the next day, goes, "Where's Johnny? You fired him." Why did that press release? Get him back up here. Like, he would just
that's phenomenal.
Like, he didn't realize he was firing people. He just thought he was.
It was mad.
Yeah.
It was mad.
Yeah.
All right. Final thing. I got to get out of here. Are there guy codes that younger guys should be taught or made aware of? And I'm going to say, I'll save my answer. I'll give you yours.
I think that we didn't know what this was in my 20s, and it's become a term in the 30s and 40s that I think is very important. I think you have to have some EQ or an emotional intelligence.
Wow.
And I think you need to know what that is, because if I could go back and do my 20s and 30s again, I absolutely would.
Why? What's the emotional intelligence?
You can't be a pussy. I'm just going to level with you.
Well, what is that?
Every little problem, like, oh, it's me. I don't know what to do.
Okay, yeah, but,
I can't. I haven't been credibility about it. I need advice. How about you just figure it out?
Okay.
And by the way, I'm yelling at 20s, 30s, early 30s, Dan.
Okay, but again,
but you don't, if you don't know it, if you don't,
hang on. I'm gonna defend you in this.
Defend old me.
And I've got to. I do have.
We got a hard stop. Remember, a hard out. As you
hard
said.
out. I'm gonna defend you, and here's how I'm gonna defend you. The biggest person in your life was no longer around.
Oh, right? He was bigger than life.
Okay. That would be your dad.
Yes.
Yes. And I met you
2007.
And he died.
He died that year, and then you and I started working together in 2008.
Okay.
So I literally wasn't even a year removed from his death when you and I started working together.
So
But Tommy was making fun of me immediately. Which, by the way, I'm grateful for.
All right. So I would say that is that's fine, because anybody that would give you the advice or guide you that you trusted most was no longer present. Right. In this time. So that's not necessarily fair. But why do you say like emotional intelligence and being a pussy?
It's okay to be sad. It's okay to have issues. It's okay to try to figure things out, but you can't tell everybody about it. You got to just, at some point, you got to just suck it up and just, I got to deal with this myself.
Okay. So,
you know what I'm saying? Or seek somebody, one person or two people who you can be confident on. You don't need to know. My biggest issue was like my life was an open book. Everybody knew everything. Well, after a while, no one's going to take you seriously. If you're walking around like Tommy used to talk about this, he goes, all the producers in this building walk around with their heads down like they just got a tongue lashing or just got whooped. And he was talking about me and about 2 or 3 other producers. And because it was tough. Radio was tough in those days. And it's like you can't have that appearance. You could deal with that at home. But right now, you got to look like I'm in control, even if you got to fake it.
Yeah, I think that was something that I had always thought myself. But I like your thing of emotional intelligence, and I would say
it will take you further with your boss. It'll take you further with people around you. It'll take you further in life, and then you'll develop that swagger when you walk into a room.
But I think that the emotional intelligence that I would add to that is knowing how to handle difficult situations without losing your cool, without blowing up, which is usually like a male fear-based thing, right? I'm afraid that this is all going to fall apart, so I'm going to fucking tell him to put on his big boy pants and figure it the fuck out and slam his door. Bill Moran, 2009.
And 10. And
whatever. Crowley came around. So I don't think there is. I don't know that there's guy codes. I don't know that there's guy codes anymore. I think
I hate the term guy code.
I do too.
Or man codes, man cards, I hate that stuff.
Yeah.
Just be you, but don't let everybody else.
But be confident in that, and I do think like learning to draw boundaries.
Yes,
right,
with yourself too,
and not being able to being the way right. And I would apply that more to discipline. Right,
yeah.
And I would say, but boundaries with people and not allowing them to walk on you or manipulate you. I know there's a lot of times when you're starting in a career that you love, you're going to be trying to people please everybody. That's where you just get taken advantage of.
And that's where I got to take advantage of.
Yeah.
I mean, I before I worked with you, I worked with a guy named Brad Davies, and Brad Davies and I were together for 3 hours a day for 5 years, and he and I would just talk about our issues.
Yeah.
So I figured every radio guy's like that, and we would do that, but like there'd be a point where like as soon as you leave the room,
bro, that guy for being a Christian man, I don't know what kind of Jesus he believing in, because I'm not buying it.
And you know what? He had every right to say that.
All right.
But I've grown up, Tommy.
Yes, you have.
Thank you for helping me grow a spine.
All right. We used to say building.
When are you going to grow a spine?
They were building Danny a spine. For Dan Barillo, ready for football season.
Don't rush summer, though.
No.
Don't rush summer.
Thank you.
Football will be there when we're ready.
Thank you. I'm Bill Moran. We'll see you next time.
See, they were looking for a Cadillac with Tennessee plates.